Hello, all. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Rose. Now, today's going to be short and sweet message from me, best as I can. Is we're going to briefly discuss the topic of change, choices, fate. All very big words, scary words even, for some of us, especially change. Change is the great unknown. You don't know what'll happen. It's unpredictable. For many who would probably kill for the power to have be able to tell the future, and to know if I take this job, will it do well? Just so you wouldn't do it if you didn't have to. We all had those thoughts typically, but those fears. Should I do this? Should I take this job? Should I go back to school? Should I move to a new state? Should I relocate to this job in another state? Should I get married? Should I give someone a chance? Should I take up a new hobby? That can be scary, especially if you have a fear of, doing things wrong and that thing if you can't do it correctly, don't do it at all. But level of perfectionism that some of us can relate to. The thing that change has in common to in fate, just all of these have in common, is faith. And faith is not always something as simple as, I can do it. Sometimes it is scary. Sometimes it is exhilarating. Sometimes it is confusing. But it's mostly scary when you have to jump those hurdles. You don't know what's on the other side of the hurdle. You just know you have to go through it if you want to get to that goal. And sometimes what it takes to get there is pure, blind faith. Whether it be from yourself, your loved ones who are there and guiding you, maybe some new ones you may have met along the way, giving you surprising amounts of support. It could even be a Discord community. They can be anywhere that if these people giving you that push you need, that you when you didn't think you could do something. And that is impartial with today's theme. If you saw in my community posts, I did post a little bit of a teaser involving a skull and tarot cards. To explain, there are two particular cards in the deck to explain that whether you like tarot or not, the meaning of these cards generally could resonate with you. The first one being the death card. Now, don't be scared. It's not meaning anything like, in a horror film, like if you see the death card, you'll die horribly in 3 days. No. That's very exaggerated. Typically, when it's presented, it could mean the death of a situation, the death of a bad situation, the death of a relationship, the death of maybe a toxic cycle you've been in, which is more on target to what I'm speaking of today. We've all been on that grind. You work 9 to 5. At some point we have to do that. If you've been fortunate to get out of it and find that job that makes you feel like you're not working, keep it. That is a blessing above all else. But if you haven't gotten there, I certainly haven't gotten there. Still figuring it out. It's getting out of that cycle of go home, sleep, eat, wake up, work, wash, rinse, repeat. Maybe throw in workout in there. Maybe binge watch some YouTube videos, binge TikTok. You're just, yeah, not abnormal, especially after COVID and whatnot happened. In instance of this, it is about changing that cycle of, you're not happy. You're living to work. You're living to just, you're functioning. And sometimes to break that cycle, in my case, as I learned from making these moves, trying a different job, trying to get myself out there socially to break my usual cycle, I had to have blind faith. Emphasis on blind, which will bring us to the second card, the blind man. The card is interpreted in many ways. One of the big things, as I kind of more see it as, is more the imagery. With the card I have, it is a woman who cannot see as she's blindfolded, but you cannot tell if her arms are binded or not. So the question lies, can she untie herself? Is she able to? And if she can't untie herself, will she? Or will she just leave it on and live blindly? That it can be terrifying. And yes, in situations that are difficult, living will ignorantly is kind of the thought process. In terms of this, though, it's more of the sometimes to make a jump or change, you must go in with pure blind faith that you can achieve something out of it, even if it's not what you were expecting. Whether you believe it or it's just you believing it and no one else does, because it's unfortunate. Or in some cases, someone believes in you so hard that you should do something, and you typically trust their word, a true devoted partner or a family that knows, like, you're smart enough to do something. Why haven't you? Always the excuse of, I'm not good enough for this, etc. It's just finding that feeling that's you can hold on to, that faith that I can do this, whether it be from yourself or your environment, whatever you need it from. Sometimes we have to give it to ourselves, and that's okay. And combined together, you have this beautiful mixture. What I call this picture is indeed blind faith. It is not showing in yet, but I can briefly explain the colors I pick, and you'll see the process in action. But I use a bit of purples in the blindfold because purple's a color of passion, in affection, and love, as opposed to red, which is fiery. Sometimes you have to have blind faith and love in yourself, or accept the love from others to guide you through those like, what may be mistaken corridors you don't know, or they could be good corridors. And that's where the colors of the background, is you'll see, come in as well, with a lot of the blues and grays, meaning it can be foggy and doesn't really go the route you want, but you can still learn something from it that you may not have learned had you not taken that chance, or it could be better than you expected. And those blue skies, the sun can clear the fog around you that's making you blind, and you can see behind you and in front of you what you've done to get there. And that feeling of pride of, I did it, or I achieved something. Sometimes it takes blind faith to make those choices, because if you stay in that cycle, that living in fear of repetitiveness, sometimes you won't know what could have been. It's always risky, you're taking a risk. Again, you're going in blind, but you have to sometimes have good faith in yourself to try to achieve something. I'm taking a blind risk as an example, like making these videos. You know, there's going to be things that come up. People are going to, you know, either watch or not. I'm putting in effort to do this. Why? I actually enjoy doing it. But the reality is, people at a minimum will watch, or, not a lot. But all I can do is hope that this touches someone's heart enough, or it's enough of an ASMR for you to just relax to, watching some work be done. So, with this video, I like to give what's a little bit of a minor assignment to anyone who's watching. I want you to take a moment to process any sort of change you've been afraid, any chances you've been afraid to take, any leaps, jobs, careers, school, and ask yourself, why? Truly, why? Because sometimes those thoughts and those things telling you, oh, I wouldn't be good at it, it's a matter of, is it your own voice? Is it someone else's voice that you heard so long that You believe it now? Maybe that friend you have actually is. Maybe you have a friend who's actually great and thinks you'd be great at a certain type of schooling, but maybe something from your past, a bad teacher, a parent, a bad friend told you shouldn't. Think about it, just process it. Because sometimes you miss out on chances you miss out more on chances you didn't take than the ones you did. Just take a chance to meditate on that and sit with those feelings. And if you're uncomfortable, it's okay. Think of it as your inner child with those dreams, those thoughts, those desires. Showing themselves to you and listen to your body. Otherwise, you can simply watch, enjoy the rest of this video. Well, that's all I really have to say at this moment. Thank you to listening to my words. Otherwise, enjoy, sit back, relax, and do your homework.
outside, everybody? Oh, hi, baby boy. Oh, okay. Hi, honey. Okay. Well, how's it going? Oh, hello. Okay, honey. I'm trying to draw. Can mommy get back to work? Papa. Yeah, this is. Oh, honey. It won't be very comfy. Hi. Oi. I don't. I don't. Oh. Hi, baby. No. Love you. Oh. Oh. Hi, baby. All right, honey. This is not going to be comfortable for you. But, honey, can I? Can I? Oh, honey. You helping. You helping.